It's now 1 week since the introduction of No Hands Up. Dylan knows the teachers are struggling and calls a meeting.
The thing that does worry me is then you do get people like Emily, students like Chloe, who tend to like to answer and do tend to know the answer quite quickly. And you can see them getting increasingly frustrated.
I mean, the no hands up using the sticks is great in a class where the ability is quite consistent, but in there it's not. I mean, the stick thing, that's the bit I'm not sure about.
You have a student who knows the answer, wants to participate, but their name is never called out. They get frustrated, they get annoyed.
The other thing to say, of course, is that these kids are frustrated because they're used to having their own way. They're used to monopolising the conversation.
At the end of the day, it's also not being fair to that student that is his or her name is coming up more often than the other kids, so I don't know how to deal with that.
One of the things that I like about doing this kind of work with teachers is, I'm looking to you for your creativity about how to make this work in your own classroom. I said before that you're going to need to adapt these techniques to make them work with your students in your subject, in your particular classroom.
Think about why bother.
While the teachers soldier on, resentment appears to be growing amongst the students.
Guys, you know the rule, no hands up. I'm having enough of this calling out and whinging and moaning. Liam.
Dylan calls the kids together to get their opinion.
One of the reasons you're frustrated is because before No Hands Up, you were used to getting your way more often.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
And, so I can see it's an uncomfortable change for you.
Normally, I get frustrated if they don't pick me with my hand up, but this is more frustrating, I think.
Yeah.
Before, it used to be sort of like, for some people, it would be sort of like a laid-back sort of feel in some lessons, but now you've got to know the answer all the time, as Catherine said, because there's a chance that you'd get picked.
Right. Katie, Emma, what's your reaction?
If I know a question, like the answer to a question, I would feel the need to put my hand up, but if I don't know it, like my name always seems to get picked out on questions that I don't know.
Because it's fair.
Right,
Everybody gets a go.
Sticks.
Dylan wants the kids to persevere.
Obviously, there are teething problems. Some students are unhappy, but is it going exactly as I would hope it to be going at this stage in the proceedings?
End of week 2, and Miss Overbury comes up with a new approach.
Okay, so let's have a look. Emily, would you put her down as still being as gorgeous as she's coming back as a ghost?
Yeah, I still think she'd be pretty because, have you seen The Corpse Bride?
Yes, I have.
She chooses 2 sticks at a time. It speeds up the pace of the lesson and avoids putting one student on the spot.
That actually sounds quite nice. Sabrine, can you tell me something? Why did Matt kill her? What was going on? It was ripped. Yes, it was ripped. It was ripped. It was ripped.
The class seemed to be responding.
Right. Chloe and Catherine, which one of you wants to have a little go first? So, what is it that makes it a ballad?
There's rhythm.
Okay. Molly, you're going to be next to get your answer ready. What makes it a ballad? We've talked a little bit about what happens. Let's see if we can actually get into the nitty-gritty. So
And who is speaking out for me today?
Miss Obi keeps the kids on side
Yeah, a girl, and that is...
by letting them do the picking.
Annoying.
Yes, Chichi. Chichi, what number must be on the numerator, Yasmin?
Fiona.
Fiona, what have I done to that fraction?
Times it by 4.
Times by 4, excellent, well done. Liam, come here. Come and
I thought that worked really well because I think that there was no doubt that every student was at risk of being engaged, if you like, and there was a good amount of learning.
put it down, William.
The teachers and students are getting used to it.
Sydney, what do you think domestic might mean? Sid, what do you think a domestic servant might be?
I have no idea, but something tells me it's sort of undemocratic, but I'm probably wrong.
OK.
Some of the less confident kids discover it's not so bad to speak out.
At first, you sort of, get a rush of not really liking the idea for, 2 milliseconds, but then after that, the answer just comes out of your mouth naturally, almost.
Yeah.
And even if you have the wrong answer, the people in our class ain't the sort of people who will like make fun about you.
Even Chloe warms to the idea.
I think the sticks are really good because it gives the people a chance who doesn't usually put their hand up to give an answer, and stop being shy. It gives them more confidence.
Not everyone is convinced.
I'm not too keen on the sticks because if someone doesn't know the answer and keep trying to get it right, when people know the answer, or they're just like, oh, I don't know, I can't be bothered, and it's just frustrating if you know the answer. So.
Emily is probably one of the brightest within the form, and I don't think it's not just that she's academically minded, but it is that she's enthusiastic as a student and she likes to take an active role in lessons.
Dylan's techniques appear to have changed the class dynamic. The less confident kids are coming out of their shells, but the top end isn't adjusting as well. It won't be easy to get the balance right.